So what does minivans, heirlooms, and folk rock have anything to do with this next show? Well, you have to tune in as SCTV presents Mic Check. Hey, Southbridge. I am Charlie Diaz here with SCTV Presents Mic Check, and we are thrilled to have our first guest, Dan Lambert with BERM. Dan, thanks for coming to the show and kick off this new program we have here.
That sounds great. Thanks so much for having us. We're very happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about BERM, and maybe give us a little insight into the name BERM. Where did that even come from?
Yeah, so BERM started about not that long ago, about a year ago, as a solo project for me. It was actually one of my first sets as a solo project was here in Southbridge at the Starlight. It's part of the Songwriter's Mind series. From there, I played solo, in the area. Kind of tried a few different variations with different people as a band. It evolved over time, over the next 6 months or so. Started playing with my buddy Andy on cello. About that time, Gretchen started playing on keyboards as well, and then again back to Southbridge again. At the Starlight, I met Zach, and Zach joined to play second guitar and percussion and banjo and various things. So
awesome, that's great.
Yeah.
And what is what kind of music are we listening to in terms of BERM?
Yeah, so it's folk rock. I think is like the most kind of general genre that we fit into. We're very much influenced by Americana, traditional songwriting, and musically influenced by indie rock, things like Modest Mouse.
Oh, awesome. And for you guys, you said those were sort of your influences. What did you listen to growing up?
So growing up, the first things I remember really enjoying was my dad playing. He used to play the guitar. He used to play covers of a lot of John Prine, Gordon Lightfoot, some James Taylor, things along those lines. As I got into high school, my taste broadened. Got really into this guy Phil Elverum and his project Mountaineering and the Microphones. Listened to Modest Mouse. Elliott Smith was a big influence in high school, and it kind of kept going in that direction from there.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear what you guys got, and we're gonna give you guys the first crack and treat at this. Here's our first mic check.
Back behind the light, you can see it's barely standing. One of these days, that bridge is gonna get like a ghost and decay. Drown that train in the lake. Trees along the beach reach out for the sky like ancient fingers searching for the parts they lost, lost in a pile, but unconcerned, resting till they burn.
So let's get a little bit more about BERM here. Tell us about your next upcoming shows.
Sure.
Where can anybody go see you, or what you got coming up?
Yeah, so we play regularly throughout the area. We play Worcester, we play Providence, we play Boston, Western Mass. We're filming this right now in the middle of April, and we've got a show planned at Starlight on April 21st. We play there pretty regularly, and basically whenever you're watching this, we probably have a show at Starlight coming up. The big date we're all working towards is May 4th. That's actually at Hotel Vernon in Worcester. We have an EP coming out, and that's going to be our EP release show.
Awesome. What's the name of this EP? What's the name of this project?
The name of the EP is Some Passable Ghost. It's our first EP. Very excited about it, and looking forward to getting it out there in the world.
Awesome. What's your favorite song off this track, off this EP?
That's tough. It kind of varies by the day, I think. But generally, I tend to be most excited about whatever I've written most recently. And for this EP, that's the song Heirlooms.
Awesome. Now, and I'm glad you bring up songwriting. Like, what's the process like for you guys? Is it a collaboration between the band members, or is it just you? Or like, how does this work?
So it generally starts with just me. I have a kind of a rolling bank of guitar riffs and chord progressions and kind of the core of songs that I just keep collecting and developing over time. And at the same time, I have a similar kind of bank of content in terms of lyrics and written material. So I just keep the two streams running all the time, and then these moments, they come together and it makes a song. They both kind of adjust to meet each other. From there, usually I'll do just like a cell phone recording, very simple, very casual, and then I'll share that with Zach and Andy and Gretchen, and it kind of develops from there as the different parts come together.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. And talking about sound, let's get another mic check and see what else BERM has to offer. Take it away.
I was 1993, Georgia Junior swing with a Coca-Cola tree, falling like ash, golden on the grass. Watch the summer pass outside the window, and now 1996 passed around a torch, made airplanes out of stairs. Dog fell off the porch.
back. All right, for our last segment here, we have a little bit more that we want to get out of BERM. So my last question really before we get going is, tell me the story behind the song Advocate.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, so when it comes to songwriting, I often like to lean on metaphor. And this song is very much one of those. The way it progresses, you kind of hear about this space that's falling apart. It's these details where each one is kind of on the brink of collapse, just barely holding on, right? So it starts with this description of a train bridge where it seems like any minute the train is just going to collapse into the water. And then it moves on to like trees that are about to be cut down or fall down, and a bucket collecting rainwater from a leaking roof, right? All these examples of like imminent chaos and collapse. And then the final verse, it kind of takes all those descriptions and uses it as a metaphor for a relationship that's in my life that sometimes feels that way. That feels like it's like just about to fall to pieces. Yeah, that's kind of the broad strokes of the song.
That's awesome, man. I love that. You know, there's a lot of feeling behind everything that you guys write and what you're putting in performing. That's great. So, folks want to find out more about BERM. Where can they find you on social media? Give us all your 411.
Sure. Yeah. So we've got recorded music out, a couple demos, and the EP coming out in early May. All those are available on Spotify and Bandcamp. In terms of social media, we're most active on Instagram. Our handle is berm.worcester on Instagram, BERM.worcester, and we have links there to everything else.
Awesome. Well, Dan, thank you so much for coming to the show and gracing us with our first episode of SCTV Presents Mic Check. If you're a local artist or a musician and want to also get on the show and promote yourself, if you're doing a show here in Southbridge, we'd love to see you and we'd love to give the audience a sneak peek into what your projects you are working on. For SCTV Presents Mic Check, I am Charlie Diaz. This is Dan from BERM, and we'll leave you with a little bit more BERM. Have a good one.
4. The sunlight on the summer rain, shake hands and paint the hillside green. The spark and kindling sign ain't deep. Agree to make the fire breathe. The day and night barely touch, but when they do, they make the sky burn with orange light. But you and you just don't mix right. The roses on your wedding day wilted before you drove away. But it took another decade before you stepped out from his shade. You thought that